Girl, I done got into it with the chef. Now, while I love the restaurant's vibe, that food was the most forgettable food I have ever had in my entire life. So we're having a great time, right? We're enjoying each other's conversation, enjoying the views of the city at night, and I order a cassoulet. So it's a French dish, it's a stew, and it has white beans and sausage in it, amongst other vegetables and flavors. I took one bite, and that was the blandest fucking thing I've ever put in my mouth. The salt should have been on the back of a milk carton the way she was missing. Just so bland, so many textures and colors. It's a stew. There's all kinds of shit going on in there. It all tasted like just one homogenous, bland flavor. So I'm like, okay, maybe the base of the stew sucks, but at least the sausage should have some flavor, right? Very wrong. Very wrong. I said, did you boil the life out of this sausage before you then tossed it into a stew to cook for however long it took? How the sausage ain't gonna have no flavor? The meat? I was so underwhelmed. I just couldn't even take a picture of it. I'm like, no thanks. I had a couple bites of it. I gave it a chance. I determined it was trash. And I was like, don't worry about it. Because remember, I had just knocked back all those free appetizers in the lounge. So I didn't really touch it. I left most of it on my plate. And when the server came back to collect our dishes, he was asking, oh, was something wrong with the stew? And here's where it started. I said, oh, no, I'm sorry. It just wasn't to my taste, but that's okay. He was so sweet. He was really flustered. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh, it's really fine. Don't worry about it. I just eaten a lot. But all was good. The server seemed relieved. He goes off and takes our dishes away. A few minutes pass, and tell me why the fucking chef comes from around the corner and asks me personally what's wrong with his dish and had the nerve to have a fucking attitude. Please keep in mind, remember I told you this was all on a voucher, like this was free through the hotel. So it's not like he was getting cheated out of any money. And I never indicated that it's not something I wouldn't have paid for. I just wasn't eating it. But I was kind of early in my culinary journey. I still wasn't comfortable with sending things back. So I was like, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Now, here's one thing you need to know about me. My regular social media handle is Bree Bout It. And that's because, bitch, I'm about that action. I'm a fair goddess, a merciful goddess. I would never start something unprovoked. But it should be criminal how much I love to finish it. You want to be stupid? I can be stupider. You want to be funny, ho? I'ma be hilarious. You want to know why your dish sucks and then have the nerve to ask me with a fucking attitude like you don't know who you're talking to? Everyone resolves conflict differently. Some people like to de escalate, others like to evacuate. Me? I like to educate because you're going to fucking learn who you talking to today. Now, back up, I did keep it very cute, okay, because I do recognize the impact of being a Black person that travels internationally, especially to places where Black people are not very common. But also take another step back because I don't play respectability politics. Being a Black American, my culture, my heritage is my greatest source of pride. I'm never gonna walk on eggshells to earn anybody's approval on the basis of race. Matter of fact, what the fuck makes you so special? So hold up. I just personally believe in the power of a good first impression, and I try to be a good example wherever I go. Plus, you already see how Black people are treated in America, even in situations where they're not the aggressor. If there's a situation that's escalated and a Black person is nearby, no matter who's at fault, it usually always ends negatively for the Black person. And I don't want to take my chances in a foreign country. It may surprise some of you who don't know me in real life, but my proclivity for expletives is simply a matter of personal choice. I could rip you to shreds without saying a single curse word. And that's exactly what I did. So he wants to know so bad what's wrong with his dish. I gave this man so many chances. Really, I'm like, no, it's not my personal taste, but that's fine. You prepared it your way. It just wasn't for me. He wasn't hearing it, girl. He wasn't hearing it. Why was this man pressing me so hard over this stew? And it was not in an earnest way either. Like he really had an attitude about it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are you pressing me like this? Is this your grandmother's stew recipe? Have I offended your entire bloodline? You're coming with a lot of energy right now. I said, okay, so you want me to tell you what's wrong with this dish? That's what you really want? Okay. So I said, fine. You want to know? I'll tell you. It's incredibly bland. Let's start with the salt. Where is it? I put a bolo out on the salt. Where is it? Did you use it? Was it present? And he had the nerve to say something like, it doesn't need to be that salty or whatever. I'm like, yeah, not salty, but salt needs to be present, babe. He's like mumbling something. I don't agree. I'm like, okay, also, what the hell? It's so bland. Like, it's so bland. Not all of these things taste the same, and that taste is not good. It's just not good. He's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm like, how am I biting into a piece of sausage and I taste nothing? It literally tastes like boiled, like boiled in water. There's like no flavor in this sausage. So you're just saying it's bland. You're just saying it's bland. Yeah. Survey says it's mush. It's play food. It doesn't taste like anything. It's like prop food or something. It's for show. So I'm just like, yeah, it's bland. And he's like, well, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. But who asked you? Mind you, you came to my table to ask my opinion on why your stew was shit. And then you just disagree with me? Okay, babe. So leave. Why are we still having this conversation? It was so weird. It was so bizarre. He was just fuming. And I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. It's okay. Your stew's bad. You made a bad stew. Everybody's got an off night. He was not hearing it. I felt really important because he seemed to hold my opinion in very high regard. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to write a bad review. I'm just saying the soup was not to my taste. It's really fine. And he's like, no, no, like, I don't think it's bland. I don't think it's bland. Okay. It is what it is. You know what I mean? At least I didn't pay real money for this. So we're fine. We're square. That was the strangest interaction ever. This chef really came over and accosted me because I said I didn't like his stew. Not even to him. I just mentioned in passing that it wasn't to my personal preference, and he came out and kind of threw a fit. It was really strange. I'm so proud of myself because if anybody knows me, I get riled up real quick. I'm like a firecracker. I love to pop the fuck off, and I stayed cool as a cucumber. So he had his panties all in a bunch. He was so flustered. He stormed off. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. So that concluded our meal. So we were just sitting there chilling. The chef had already left. They collected all of our plates and stuff. We were just waiting for the waiter so that we could do the check, but we had been waiting there for a really long time. It was like 35 or 40 minutes at least. And we were like the only two people in the restaurant, seriously. So we were like, where did everybody go? I just want to pay and leave. So we walk up to the front to go find the hostess. She's super sweet. We're like, hey, girl, is there any way that we could speak to a manager? We are not Karens in any sense of the word. We are so easygoing and laid back, but we're like, God damn, we literally just had this whole exchange with the chef, and then y'all had us waiting here forever, and we just want to pay and go and be done with our night. She's like, oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Did we do something wrong? My husband was like, no, you're fine. It's just we've been sitting here waiting for a really long time for someone to bring us the check so that we can pay and leave, but no one's coming by. She was like, oh. So it turns out this was a cultural misunderstanding on our part. She was explaining to us that it's customary for them to let their customers relax after dining. They don't tip, they don't have tipping culture, right? So there's no need for them to churn through tables. They're getting paid regardless. So they don't rush people out as soon as they're done with their meal like they do in America. We were like, oh, girl, thank you for explaining that. I never told her about the interaction with the chef, but I thought somebody might have tried to be fucking funny. So it was all good. We all had a big laugh about it. We thanked her for the evening, wished her a good night, and then we went back up to our room. On the way back to the room, we had stopped out on the terrace to get one last look at the Petronas Towers. And look how they're lit up at night. Isn't this so cute? And what did I tell you? We were not passing up this opportunity. We got right in that tub. Oh, that tub was amazing. It was so relaxing. We had a nice warm bubble bath. Then we got the best night's sleep, woke up super refreshed, and then it was time for our flight with Singapore Airlines. And as usual, the service was stellar. The accommodations were amazing, and that food was bomb. I've been so spoiled. For international travel, it is Singapore Airlines business class or nothing at all for me. I would literally just rather not go. And that concludes our honeymoon trip to Singapore and Malaysia. We had so much fun kicking off our marriage in these two countries. We made so many memories here. We met a lot of really nice people, experienced some really crazy drivers, sweated our asses off, walked damn near the whole country, ate some fantastic food and also some equally shitty food, and laughed till our sides hurt. They have a really cool vibe over here. They pass the vibe check. Most people here are actually pretty friendly and not like in a fake overzealous way. Random people will help you in the nicest way with the sternest look on their face, if they even look at you at all. It's just common practice to be good here, which explains the surprising lack of road rage in these countries. People are driving crazy out here in the wild, wild east. I'm telling you, some of these fucking drivers out there, we're in the back like zoom, zoom. They are making their own lanes out there. It's like the street lines are just a suggestion. This leads me to the one thing that was pretty inconvenient about Penang specifically. They don't have any sidewalks. So you're really just looking out for yourself out there. You got to be quick, quick on your feet. Motorcycles, scooters, cars just zipping past you. And then the motorcycles, they're whizzing in and out of traffic trying to avoid cars. Got wind flying up, blowing in my fro. Penang is so beautiful. It's so cool. It doesn't have like high rises and skyscrapers like some other cities. It has quaint buildings and just good old fashioned culture and charm. I really wish we'd spent more time there because this place is like known for their food scene. And boy, were there options. The streets are just lined with all of these humble small stores crammed next to each other, and a lot of them are restaurants. They also have a huge street food scene here, so there's so many options to choose from. It's this beautifully odd mix of like heavily traditional places, but ultra hip and trendy places too. You know that place was insane if I straight up got traveler's diarrhea, and it was still our favorite destination in the entire trip. So long, Singapore and Malaysia. We will never forget our experiences there. These people showed us so much love, and those countries were so beautiful. But this was just the beginning of our jet setting. You know, it's so funny. I never really cared about traveling until I met my husband. I guess I was just kind of intimidated by it. I didn't know what people did when they traveled. Like, I knew you went to see the sights, but I don't know. It just felt so foreign to me just going to another country and walking around. Like, I don't know. And I just didn't like the idea of going somewhere foreign just to see what's over there. I guess I just never imagined that I would have someone that I'd love to travel with so much. But we're just so fun together. The rest of the world just comes easy. The next installment in my travel chronicles will take us to Thailand. My eyes were wide open and my phone was out. I was snapping. Okay, things were documented. Y'all just wait. As always, it's been real, and I'll see you next time.